Hi everyone, in today's video I'll introduce a new topic, that is spectroscopy. So let us see the definition of spectroscopy. That means, what do you mean by the spectroscopy? The study of interaction of electromagnetic radiations with matter is called spectroscopy. So here electromagnetic radiations interacting with the molecules or atoms present in the matter. So we know matter in the universe exists in three different forms: solid, liquid and gas. So if we observe inside, there will be some molecules. Matter consists of molecules. Again, molecules consist of atoms. Okay, so whenever you're passing the electromagnetic radiations through the matter, there are certain changes taking place, like emission or absorption. So after these changes, you'll get a spectrum. That spectrum is useful for studying the structure of the particular substance. So the nature of molecular changes involved in the process can be studied from the frequencies or wavelength of radiations emitted or absorbed by the sample. So we must know what is emission or absorption here. So before going to the process of emission or absorption, we must know what is electromagnetic radiation. So electromagnetic radiations are the radiations which consist of both electric and magnetic nature, and they can travel in the form of both particle and waves also. So these electromagnetic radiations are arranged in the increasing order of wavelength or decreasing order of their energy in the form of spectrum. Okay, in the form of spectrum, if they are arranged, they are called as electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, you can see electromagnetic spectrum consists of different radiations now: cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, visible rays, IR rays, microwaves, TV waves, radio waves. And here cosmic rays having lowest wavelength and radio waves will have highest wavelength. And cosmic rays will have highest energy, radio waves will have lowest energy, because energy and wavelength are inversely proportional to each other. Okay, so among all these radiations, only visible radiations we can see with our eye, because our retina's frequency is matching with this visible radiation's frequency or wavelength. So you can see 400 to 700 nanometers is the region of visible rays. So this visible rays consists of different colors. Already we know VIBGYOR, VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Okay, these radiations only we can see with our eye. Remaining radiations we cannot able to see, but they are useful in our daily life also. So X-rays are useful in studying the bone fractures through X-ray spectrum, and UV rays are producing from the sun. These are also useful in the D vitamin production of the body. And visible rays you can see with the eye in the form of rainbow also you can able to see. And IR radiations are useful in heating process. Okay, thermal productions. And you can see microwaves. Microwaves are useful in the form of micro events. And TV radiations, TV waves, you know they are useful in the production of TV pictures. That means on the screen you are getting picture, no? And radio waves. Radio waves are useful in the form of sound production. So they travel in the form of waves and produces the sound. These electromagnetic radiations are useful in our daily life, and they are also useful in studying the structures in the form of spectroscopy. Now I told you that whenever we are passing electromagnetic radiations, we will get spectra. Okay, so how we are getting spectra? Through two different processes, that is emission and absorption. So we will study two different types of spectra here: emission spectra and absorption spectra. So let us see the emission spectra here. So the emission spectra is produced by the radiation energy emitted by the excited atoms. So actually, what is emission and absorption process? So whenever electrons present at the lower level, so we know actually in atoms we have lower energy level and higher energy level, lower orbitals and higher orbitals. Whenever you are supplying some energy, the electrons from lower energy level jumps to higher energy level. This process requires some absorption of heat. So whenever they are moving from lower level to higher level, the process of absorption takes place. The required energy is absorbed in the form of radiations. Okay, after reaching the higher level, highest energy level. The electrons are highly unstable and they move down again. So whenever they are moving down, they releases energy. That process is called emission. So this is simple example for your understanding. So whenever they are moving to higher level, they require energy. So they absorbs radiations in the form of energy. So after reaching higher level, they are unstable and they're moving to down and they emits the radiations. That is called emission process. So now you can see the spectra are produced by the radiation energy emitted by the excited atoms. So whenever atoms are excited, they move down again. Okay, whenever they're moving down because of their instability, they releases that energy in the form of emission. Okay, so actually how this process is taking place? By heating the substance very strongly. So you should supply energy in the form of heat energy or electrical energy. Otherwise, we can say by passing electric discharge through a gas at very low pressure. Through gas, if I want to supply energy, I should pass electric discharge through gas. Otherwise, we can say one more thing, that you can also pass electric current through a metal piece. That means what? Here you are supplying heat energy and electrical energy to a particular substance in order to take place excitation process. And now you can see here this diagram is for understanding the emission spectra. So here I am taking the hydrogen discharge tube. Hydrogen discharge tube consists of hydrogen gas inside, and this tube is highly heated by supplying energy. So whenever you are supplying energy, it releases radiations. So whenever it is releasing radiations in the form of energy, you can see here slit, monochromator. This monochromator, what it will do? It will specifically separates the all radiations. It passes only required radiations through the spectrograph. So spectrograph, here it is called prism. This prism filters the radiations and emits that radiations. Here emission is taking place. So after getting emission, what happens? You can see there are certain lines absorbed in the particular spectra recorder. So here this instrument is to record the spectra. So there are certain gaps in between these lines. Okay, this line spectrum is specific for every substance, like a fingerprint. So how fingerprint will be specific for every human being. So this line spectra is also different for every substance. So this radiations obtained from substance because of the excitation energy. So whenever you are supplying heat energy to the hydrogen gas, the excitation is taking place inside. So that excitation, so whenever the radiations are emitted, so the spectrograph filters the radiations and gives spectra properly in the recorder. Okay, so this is a line spectra or emission spectra. Let's see the second one, that is absorption spectra. So whenever white light is passing through vapors of an element or solution of a substance, a transmitted light is analyzed by the spectrograph. That means here I am taking the sunlight. This sunlight consists of different radiations. So white light from sun is passing through the solution, unknown solution. So this solution gives a transmitted light. So this transmitted light is analyzed by the prism here. Prism is also called as spectrograph. So white light, here you can observe lens is there, slit is there. This lens is helping to focus the light on the substance, and slit filters the proper radiations which are required for us. So slit is filtering and giving the white light to focus on the NaCl solutions. Whenever NaCl solution is absorbing radiations, it also transmitted certain radiations. Transmission is nothing but going straightly, passing straightly through the solution. So those radiations are analyzed by the prism. So this prism gives the certain lines, some dark lines which are having dark spaces. So lines with dark spaces. So dark spaces are related to the absorbed radiation. So spaces which are obtained are related to the absorbed radiation. So remaining are related to transmitted radiations. So the spaces corresponding the light radiations absorbed by the substance. Okay. So in this way, the spaces gives correct information about absorbed radiations by the substance. So through the absorbed radiations, we are identifying the unknown substance. So this is about emission spectra and absorption spectra.